going on, bud? What's going on?
What's going on?
So we got a call for someone out here playing the guitar.
All right, guys, welcome back. On December 16, 2019, Joseph Workman was playing guitar outside of a Cleveland Starbucks when Patrolman Lemick decided to assert some presumed authority and question Workman about what he was doing. There was no complaint made by the store or any customer. There were no calls made to Woodmere Police Department about a man playing a guitar in the area, nor of a noise disturbance.
So he's just playing the guitar, and they arrested him, took his cell phone, and did all that because he was playing the guitar. Okay, something not right about that.
I was playing a goddamn guitar.
You keep cussing, I'm gonna arrest you for disorderly conduct.
What do you mean? It's freedom of speech.
No, it's not freedom of speech. Okay?
What do you mean?
Check your ordinance if you're so smart.
Yeah.
Check your ordinance. I'm gonna take you to jail.
For what?
Keep it up.
For why are you taking me to jail? Playing guitar? That doesn't make sense.
Playing guitar and disorderly conduct.
And
That's
disorderly
two.
conduct.
If I have to add one more on there, you're going to jail.
Well, check it out. The First Amendment protects us against that. I'm putting the guitar away.
Okay.
All right? I could call you any kind of word I want to call you.
Go ahead, call me.
You're a dummy.
Okay.
Yeah. So what are you going to do about that? Nothing.
I'm not going to do nothing.
Yeah, because you can't, because the First Amendment protects me.
You're going to jail now.
What? What'd I do?
It's called an asshole charge.
I'm not going to court. We're getting all of it together right now. With the holidays, it's probably going to be most likely this Friday.
What? It's Monday.
Yep.
Is there any code that would be considered an asshole charge under that code?
I don't believe I charged him with the asshole charge.
Before Joseph knew it, he was being arrested by Sergeant Cologne and Patrolman Officer Lemick, and the charge, folks, an asshole charge. Listening to the trial audio, hearing these cops explain what an asshole charge is, was satisfying to say the least. They were the ones who had the demeanor of being on trial. That made me realize that we as a people need to understand how court proceedings work so that we don't always have to depend on an attorney to do things that we could possibly do ourselves. I believe the people need to take an offensive position instead of always being on defense. This highlights the wording when addressing the people in the court setting, calling us defendants. Now I get it if you're addressing the accused, but when a person hasn't done anything illegal, why should they be considered, or more importantly, consider themselves defendants? Alright folks, enjoy the video, then go subscribe to their channel. I will see you guys in their comment section.
This is all private property, owned. So you either need permission or you just need to move on.
It's like a public sidewalk.
This isn't a public sidewalk.
This
isn't a public sidewalk.
Oh, really? I'll take a picture of that then.
Go ahead.
All right. What's your name and badge number?
Patrolman Lemick, 7918.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Officer Lemick, is it pronounced Lemick?
Lemick, yes.
Lemick. You prepared a report concerning this particular incident?
Yes.
For Woodmere? And that report number is 19-00219?
I believe so. I don't have it in front of me.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'm going to invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent.
All right,
well. I'm
well,
on a public sidewalk.
you're not on a public sidewalk and you need to get moving.
This is a fucking sidewalk.
That is the sidewalk. This is not.
Oh,
and
oh.
however,
Oh, you mean this? You mean that's
however, you cannot solicit in Woodmere.
I'm not soliciting.
The first paragraph indicates that you were dispatched there for solicitor complaints. What does that mean?
Just means that someone's usually outside, not necessarily causing disturbance, but trying to go up to people and get money or solicit people for money in some type of fashion or form.
Okay. In this report, there's no indication that you were asked to or dispatched to Starbucks for any other reason other than solicitor complaints. Is that correct?
Correct.
So what's your name and badge number?
I already told you.
All right. Get a supervisor out here then.
He's right here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we got a noise ordinance. You can't play that. That's kind of noise.
I'm not playing.
I just heard you playing when I walked out.
Okay, what's your decibels in your noise ordinance?
Are you telling this court that you do not allow any street musicians to play at Eaton Center?
It's private property, so it would be up to the people who would actually own that property or the proprietorship of Eaton.
Are there any signs posted by any of the retail establishments indicates that no one can play music in the area?
Not that I'm aware of.
What if you had a glossary of how to handle your court case? What if you had the confidence to go into court without any fear because the law was on your side, because you understood it? Imagine you being the one to hold them accountable by putting them in the hot seat, answering your questions. We live in the age of information. Could we help each other become more knowledgeable about law, more confident than any bar member, acting like their duty is not for the benefit of the court? In hundreds, if not thousands of police interaction videos that we've presented to you, clearly police officers aren't being taught the First Amendment of the Constitution, which would have prevented this particular arrest from ever happening if Woodmere police would have properly trained these officers. What's scarier than that is the fact that I've recently began asking every attorney that I encounter if they know the First Amendment, and they too are failing miserably. You are now right on track if you at least know these 5 elements of the Constitution. Take a screenshot, folks.
You cannot play that right now.
What's your name
okay?
and badge number?
My name is Sergeant Cologne.
Yeah?
Okay?
And what charge is that?
Disturbing the peace.
That's not disturbing the peace. The only one disturbing the peace is that guy. People are cheering me on saying, yeah, keep playing.
Right now, it's a noise ordinance in the village, and you cannot play.
What do you mean noise ordinance?
Just what I said.
What do you mean? I can't
That's
be
what I
so
said.
loud, or I can't
That's
play?
what I said. You can't play it right now.
I can play it.
Okay?
I can
You
play
can't
it.
play it right now.
I
You're
think
gonna
your
wind up
ordinance.
you're failing to comply with an officer, and you can be arrested. Okay?
What do you mean? How am I failing to comply?
Because I'm telling you, don't play that.
I can't
okay?
play a guitar?
You can't play it right now. We have a noise ordinance. You're gonna wind up going to jail over something stupid. All right?
You said I'm going to go to jail?
Yes. For
For
failing
playing?
to comply with the lawful order. I'm telling you that we have an ordinance.
Yeah, but your ordinance says nothing about noise. It
We
says
have a
it's
noise
about-
ordinance.
No, it's not.
We
I've
have-
read your ordinances.
If you play it, I'm gonna take you to jail. Okay?
For playing guitar?
If you play it again, I'm gonna take you to jail. Okay?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, well, I have a lawyer for that. You know?
I don't care what you got.
All right.
I'm gonna take you
I'll
to
see your
jail.
ass in court.
Matter of fact.
Matter of fact, I'm putting the guitar away. I'm going to see your ass in court. Fucking
If you
piece
kick-
of shit.
Excuse me?
Dude, you're fucking being an asshole.
I'm being an asshole?
Yeah, why? I was playing a goddamn guitar.
You keep cussing, I'm gonna arrest you for disorderly conduct.
What do you mean? It's freedom of speech.
No, it's not freedom of speech. Okay?
What do you mean?
Check your ordinance if you're so smart.
Yeah,
Check your
I
ordinance.
checked
I'm gonna take you to jail.
For what?
Keep it up.
For why are you taking me to jail? Playing guitar? That doesn't make sense.
Playing guitar and disorderly conduct.
And
That's
disorderly
two.
conduct.
If I have to add one more on there, you're going to jail.
Well, check it out. The First Amendment protects us against that. I'm putting the guitar away. All right?
Okay.
I could call you any kind of word I want to call
Go
you.
ahead, call me.
You're a dummy.
Okay.
Yeah. So what are you going to do about that? Nothing.
I'm not
'cause
gonna
you
do
can't.
nothing.
Yeah, because you can't, because the First Amendment protects me, you fucking...
Fucking what?
First Amendment. The First Amendment, dude. You ever hear that one?
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Put that down. Put that down. Put
Why?
it down. You're going to. Put your guitar down.
Put it down.
All right. Turn it down. All right. You get down on the ground. All right. All right. Put your hand back there. Don't fucking move. I'm not moving. But I promise. I promise you're going to jail now.
What? What'd I do?
It's called an asshole charge.
So is it fair to say that it's not uncommon for, I'll call them street musicians, to go out to eat and just play music to accommodate the customers there?
For all the times that I've worked there, I've not seen one except for Mr. Workman.
You're charging Mr. Workman with a noise complaint. How does Woodmere define what is loud noise and what isn't loud noise?
Whatever it states in the ordinance.
Do you know what it says?
I believe it states something over 40 decimals within a certain time period.
Okay. At any point in time, did you record the decibel level of Mr. Workman's guitar?
I don't have a decimal reader, no.
Okay, so you have no idea if his guitar was over 40 decibels or not.
No, not accurately, no.
Please state your name for the record and spell your last name.
Sergeant Christopher Cologne, last name C-O-L-O-N.
And you're employed by the Village of Woodmere as a photographer?
Yes, I am.
How long have you been employed by the Village?
17 years.
Okay. And,
Prior experience.
Okay. Is there anything in the code that's called an assault charge?
No.
So in the video, what was Officer Cologne referring to, or Sergeant Cologne referring to when he told Mr. Workman that he's charging with an assault charge?
That would be better asked to Sergeant Cologne.
Because you have no idea.
An assault charge?
Yeah.
What did I do? It's the First Amendment protects me on that one.
Disorderly conduct. Explain it to you once I take you to jail.
Hold on. Don't move, because I'm double locking these.
It's too tight. Listen, it's too tight. I didn't
It's
do
not
anything.
too tight.
I didn't do anything wrong. I put the guitar away. I'll apologize, dude.
I don't want your apology. You're
sorry.
going to jail.
For what?
Apologize to the judge.
I think I'll go to federal court then.
It's called disorderly conduct, man.
It's called deprivation of rights under Colorado law. It's from 1983.
Yeah, it's called
We'll see you
disorderly
guys in
conduct.
court.
All right, I'll see you in court.
1983.
I'll see you in court.
You assaulted me. I didn't break any law.
I didn't assault you.
Yeah, you did.
Now you're being charged with resisting arrest.
Why?
Why?
I told you you were under arrest. I put the guitar down.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
It's all on video, man.
Yeah, it is. I recorded your name and everything.
Congratulations.
It's going to be an awesome federal lawsuit once you
Get up against the car.
I'm against the car.
This video is one that we can all take lessons from, and it's clear as day that these officers aren't willing to learn nor take any losses, because at the end of the video, Joseph's brother will encounter the exact same situation, but this time the turnout is different and bittersweet. You guys, please go subscribe to Joseph Workman's channel. This channel is one that I truly appreciated after binge watching and seeing some of the tremendous work that they're out there doing for musicians all across the land. For that, they have my support, and from sea to shining sea, I'd like all of you guys to go subscribe, and also my friends across the pond and everywhere else. If you're watching this, we truly appreciate your support down here.
Spreading them. Federal lawsuit. You guys are getting screwed on this one. I hope you guys can find a good new job when I sue you for deprivation of rights under Colorado law 1983. Okay, it's not the first time that law officers have been sued.
Against the car, man.
I'm against it.
Spread your legs.
So they're harassing me.
Spread your legs, man.
They spread. I didn't do anything wrong except play the guitar and use my First Amendment right.
Yeah.
It's freedom of speech. This guy's tyrannical. You touching my balls now? Dude, you did.
Come on, man.
What the hell is wrong with you? You saying I'm going to jail because I called you an asshole?
In the car.
For calling you an asshole?
In the car.
First Amendment, dude. You're getting sued.
Disorderly conduct, man.
Yeah.
I ran out here for.
That's why I turned the squad camera on.
You might want a statement from that dude.
Yeah.
He's the one that walked over to
Thank you,
Speedway.
man.
How's it going?
79.
Yep.
I got one in custody.
What's your name? What's your name?
I'm going to invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain.
You don't have your Fifth Amendment right for a name, date of birth, and social.
Oh, yeah.
So you're failing to identify to a police officer right now. You want another charge?
I just would like to remain
What's your
silent.
name, social, and date of birth?
Will you guys let me go if I tell you?
That's up to the sergeant right now.
Oh.
I need your name, date of birth, and social.
Why?
Because right now you're under arrest.
Oh.
Okay, is there any way I can call my lawyer? As soon as I prevail? You can make a phone call as soon as we can get all the paperwork together, and then we can get you a phone call. We gotta get
How long that's going to be?
I'm working on the stuff right now, so probably like within the hour or two. Alright?
Okay, Mr. Workman. Good morning. What instrument are you playing?
Oh, I play guitar.
Why they call you John Doe?
I didn't
Give him your name.
at first.
So you're playing the guitar on Mayfield, and they said you can't do that?
It's knowledge, Your Honor.
Oh, thank you. Okay. So it's okay for them to do that?
He was playing his guitar outside. they were arrested.
For playing his guitar?
Well, it's supposed to be Mr. Mayor, and Mr. Workman said that Officer Fleming was intoxicated, but it wasn't cited as what kind of intoxication.
Oh, okay. Were you intoxicated?
No.
So you just playing the guitar? And the police just came up to you and just arrested you?
They didn't perform a breathalyzer or anything, and they couldn't tell.
Well, they don't do breathalyzers, but they can look at somebody and see if they're drunk.
Before you slide that towel over on the JE pattern, right on the corner where the return C cell phone, just in case they still have it. They took a, Mr. Workman claims that the officers took a off-the-town cell phone. I can call them, try to help them get her back. It's easier if it's on the JE.
So he's just playing the guitar, and they arrested him, took his cell phone, and did all that because he was playing the guitar. Okay, something not right about that.
Huh?
I said it's no wonder people do a bunch of crazy stuff with this. I didn't even break a law, and now I'm in this system.
I mean, you did, and then you failed to comply,
What
so
law did I break?
it's the noise ordinance. You were told to disperse.
And I took my guitar away, so how did I break it?
Then you started swearing in front of the public, which is another law. You failed to comply to a lawful order, which is obstruction of official police business.
I don't remember that law, though.
Okay. Well, we told you about it, and you failed to do anything.
What is your prior law enforcement or military?
Worked for the city of Cleveland for 9 years. Also, I worked for the village of Highland Hills for an additional 4 years.
Graduate of the police academy officer?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And you're currently a sergeant. How long have you been sergeant?
This year is 14 years.
Okay. And so you were sergeant back in December 16th of 2019. Correct?
Yes, I was.
Okay. And would you have been on the same shift as Officer Lemon?
Yes, I was. I was the officer in charge.
Okay. So what brought you to the intersection of the location there near Rainier Road and Chagrin? I started with the why did you go there?
Okay, at the time of the call, I wasn't fully ready to leave the station. I still had some paperwork to do in the morning. When he went on the call, me realizing that it was early and still basically dark outside, I walked out the back, our back door area to see if he was okay. When I advised Mr. Lemick at that point, it was obvious that, Mr. Workman, it was obvious at that point that he was not complying with anything we were going to tell him. He kept stating his constitutional rights and so forth. At that point, it was obvious we were going no place quick. As I said before, people coming out of the restaurant, everybody stopping. At that point, I decided to place him under arrest. When I reached for him and told him he was being placed under arrest, he pulled away from me. I held on to him. He held on to the bucket. I kept telling him to put his bucket down. He wouldn't put it down. At one point, I believe Patrolman Lemick had to grab the bucket out of his hand, make him drop it. At that point, we went down to the ground and placed handcuffs on him, secured the handcuffs, and took him back to the squad car.
And you see that you recall Mr. Workman making threats or making statements with regard to,
Objection, leading the witness, Your Honor.
Overruled.
Yeah, he said he was going to sue us, and I mean, I've been a police officer for this is my 27th year. I've had people threaten to sue me before. I mean, that's not going to stop me from doing my job.
have you, this is, again, December 2019, subsequent to this, have you heard from people or
Yes.
Objection, Your Honor, to relevancy.
Overruled.
Okay. Yes, I received numerous death threats because they said I violated his constitutional right. I need posted I'm a piece of shit. I need to go to jail, and I violated his rights. And he even included my daughter, which is recently a police officer. He put her into it. He's named my chief. He's named my mayor. I mean, discrediting our department and us as an organization through social media.
Sergeant Malone, the events you described, the observations we saw in the video, and the observations that gave rise to your testimony, those all occurred in the village of Woodmere, County of State of Ohio?
Yes, it did.
Mr. Friedman?
Sergeant Cologne, you heard Officer Lennox testify concerning the reason he was first dispatched to the Starbucks. That was because of solicitor complaints?
I'm not sure what the call was. I didn't have my radio on at
Okay,
this
but you
time.
heard him testify.
Yeah, I heard him testify.
Were you dispatched to the Starbucks for any other reason other than solicitor complaints?
I wasn't dispatched at all.
Okay. You said you heard, what did you hear? You heard noise?
Well, I heard noise in that time of day. We back up our officers if it's still sundown.
Okay. The noise that you heard, would you characterize it as traffic noise or music?
It was music.
What song was being played?
I don't know. It was just somebody strumming on a guitar with an amplifier.
So anyone strumming on a guitar is music. You have no idea what the music was.
Have no
You know
idea.
the style of music?
No, I'm not.
How could you be sure that you heard music?
I'm 55 years old. I'm an educated man.
Okay.
So I know music when I hear music.
Mm-hmm. But you can't identify what type of music it was.
No.
You sure it was music and not just traffic noise?
No, I'm positive it was music.
Okay. In the video, I believe it showed that when you asked Mr. Workman to put the guitar away, he put it back in the case. Was that an accurate account of what happened?
Originally, he started strumming without the amplifier on.
We saw that he strummed a few.
Yeah, he strummed the flute, but the
after
amplifier was
you
off at
told
that
him to
time.
put it away, he did put it away?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you said he backed away from you?
No, I never said he
I
backed
thought you
away.
said
No,
I thought the testimony was at some
no,
point.
I never said he.
Okay,
We got a recorder. I never said he backed away from me.
okay.
I said when I grabbed his hand, he pulled away from me. When I advised him he was being placed under arrest.
Was he ever advised that prior to this occasion that he was not allowed to be playing his guitar on this property, to your knowledge?
Not to my knowledge.
Have you ever heard anyone play in the capacity of a street musician at Eaton Shopping Center?
Yes,
Okay, so it does happen.
it does happen. Not at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Okay. What percentage of the time are these people arrested for violating your noise ordinance?
Never, because it's allowed from Eaton Collection. It's never happened
So
at
you've
6
never prosecuted anyone for playing music at Eaton Shopping Center until Mr. Workman.
No,
So him threatening you with a lawsuit, that doesn't bother you, does it?
not at all.
Okay. You hear that all the time.
I've heard it quite a few times.
You're familiar with the Woodmere Criminal Code book, are you not?
Yes.
Is there any code that would be considered an assault charge under that code?
I don't believe I charged him with the asshole charge. It was just a figure of speech.
Okay. So there is no charge of assault, that's just a figure?
I didn't charge him with it. He was not cooperating. I mean, you know.
Is it fair to say you were very aggravated with him? He was being rude to you?
I don't think it was so much that. He wasn't complying with the officers. We were out there for quite some time. This occurred in December. It was cold outside. If he would have just complied, we would have never been out there that long.
Well, you initially charged him with playing guitar, yet you never, by the time you got there, he had stopped playing guitar. Correct?
I didn't arrest him for playing the guitar initially. I arrested him for disorderly conduct initially.
He's been charged with whatever 519.09 is, that new code that was amended.
He got arrested
Okay?
for disorderly conduct. Had I charged him with the nuisance charge, I would have cited him on the spot and released him right there. I would have never took him back to our jail.
So who charged him with 509.09 if you didn't charge
I
him?
did. I did. It was other charges.
I understand there were other charges, but this particular charge, 509.09...
It's not an arrestable offense. I arrested him for disorderly conduct. If you replay the
You're telling
video,
me 509.09 is not an arrestable offense?
if you replay the video, I told him he was being arrested
I
for
understand.
disorderly
I'm
conduct.
just asking a
I'm not sure what the penalty is.
Well,
If you can let me
what
look,
the penalty is...
I know what the law is. I know what the law is. I don't know what the penalties are. I don't concern myself with the penalties. That's for the courts.
Okay, so he's been charged with a crime that you don't concern yourself with as being a criminal charge. Is that what you're telling us?
No. What I'm telling you is I don't know what the penalties are. That's what I'm telling you.
Nonetheless, he was charged with that.
He was charged with it.
But you never heard him playing guitar in your presence.
Not while I was standing out there, no. He strummed a few notes with his amplifier off.
Do you have any knowledge of any individual person and during their name who saw Mr. Workman playing guitar in their presence?
We have a witness statement.
What's the witness name?
It's a witness statement form that was filled out by the security officer. I am unaware of his name. This happened over a year ago.
Okay. But he's not here today.
No, he's not.
So neither you nor Officer Lennox heard Mr. Workman playing music, other than that few notes that he strummed when you arrived.
I heard him.
Your Honor,
Let him answer the question, please.
well, the fact that there wasn't a testimony.
I heard someone playing it.
In your presence?
I heard someone playing it through the walls.
Okay, but you couldn't see who was playing?
No.
Closing statement?
Essentially, I almost just did, Your Honor. So, December 16, the Village of Woodmere, again, the testimony was that, it's a small community, there's residences in the area, we're talking 6 a.m. These officers come on shift to do their job, they can hear someone playing a guitar with an amplifier, which is certainly inappropriate. Again, no decibel levels required, just basically to, giving you a copy of 509, in a manner and values to disturb the quiet, comfort, and repose of other persons. Again, Officer Lemon could hear this guitar being played while he was in the station at the other side, and again testified, both officers testified to the proximity of residences. You've got it all on video. They tried to reason with Mr. Workman. They tried to get him to comply. Mr. Workman was difficult. His language was abusive. Finally, again, the testimony was that other individuals were stopping, watching, and as to this interaction that was going on. And again, Mr. Workman failed to comply. He was subsequently arrested, and you were able to view quite clearly how he resisted that arrest. So it asked the court to make a finding of guilt. Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Friedman?
Briefly, Your Honor, we believe that the video evidence brought forth today clearly demonstrates that the City of Woodmere, Village of Woodmere police officers did not properly diffuse the situation, rather they escalated it. I think this is illustrated no greater by the fact that Sergeant Cologne's own testimony was that this is the first time they have ever arrested anyone for playing music at Eaton Place, which occurs on a regular basis. Granted, Not so much in December when it's cold, but certainly in the summer months, there are people playing music there all the time. So just look at the video. And keep in mind that the only reason that these officers, or at least Officer Lemet, was initially called to the situation is there was a complaint of solicitor, someone soliciting. So Mr. Workman was not charged with any kind of solicitation. So there were no noise complaints before they got there. At least that's what the police report indicates, the incident report indicates. And again, we would just ask the court to use its fair judgment. And while Mr. Workman probably was not, didn't use the best choice of words, he does have a right to question the police officers as to what exactly he had done wrong. Could he have been more polite? Absolutely. But it's not a crime to be rude. It's not good policy to go about one's daily life being rude and challenging police. But it is their right, and he is protected by the speech that was demonstrated in the video. Again, the video clearly speaks for itself. He was putting away his guitar. No one heard, during the course of this video, no one heard him playing guitar. He was putting it away. Could he have put it away a little faster? Yes, but I don't think that's a crime not to move at a rapid pace when instructed to do so. He did put away his guitar. He was prepared to leave. And I just believe that this could have been handled better by the Village of Woodmere Police, and that they have not presented enough evidence demonstrating that Mr. Workman is guilty of any of these charges beyond a reasonable doubt.
Thank you. Prosecutor, close.
Sergeant Cologne clearly testified Mr. Workman wasn't arrested for playing his guitar or the noise. I mean, that's what brought the officers to the location. Sergeant Cologne testified quite honestly that people just don't get arrested for this type of thing because I would imagine that most people comply. Most people will comply with the direction of an officer. It's the law. You've got to comply with the lawful order of police officers. Mr. Workman was told to put that guitar away and move on. He failed to comply with that lawful order. He was abusive. He was disturbing. He was disturbing other individuals. He was disturbing the community by his words and actions. And at that point, he was arrested. I mean, disorderly. He was charged with a 4th-degree misdemeanor disorderly conduct. In fact, he could have been charged with he was charged with a minor misdemeanor disorderly conduct. He could have been charged with a 4th-degree misdemeanor. Subsection E allows the 4th-degree misdemeanor to be charged if that occurs in the presence of a law enforcement officer. Certainly, the testimony of these are law enforcement officers. But he was charged with the minor misdemeanor disorderly conduct. So, Your Honor, I also ask you to watch the video. Clearly, Mr. Workman was abusive. Mr. Workman was disorderly. Mr. Workman failed to comply and clearly resisted the lawful arrest of the officers. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, well, that concludes this trial. I'm not going to announce a decision right now. There are some legal procedural issues that I need to look at in terms of service of the amended complaint. I need to take another look at the statutes at issue here just to study them. And then it goes to the meat of the matter, and that's the evidence. I will definitely take another look at the video. I will probably listen to the tape again, and I'll try to make the very best and fairest decision that I can make based upon the evidence. So I'm going to, I don't know what date I'm going to announce my decision. I'll notify Mr. Friedman and the prosecutor. This case will be reset for me to make that announcement. I'm not sure what that date is. It won't be very long, but I want to give myself plenty of time to review the evidence.
How it goes. You're on not private property, you're on public property right here, you're good to go. You cannot solicit, you cannot ask, you cannot approach, do anything. If anybody chooses to give you money, they can give you money. But you cannot give them, you cannot ask them, you cannot approach them. You know that, right?
What about that?
No, that's fine. You're not going towards them and asking them. Okay, you understand that point? You cannot go towards them and say, hey, you know, you're asking for a handout.
Why not?
Because that's an aggressive move towards them, and you cannot do that. All right? You cannot obscure their movements of whatever they're doing in order to get what they're going to get what they want to do, right? But as long as you don't do that, you're fine. You understand? If you don't, that's fine, but I'm going to explain it. As you're recording, I'm recording. But if you choose to go against the rules, well, I'll go and take it from there. But if you're not doing any problems, sir, that's fine, okay? As long as you don't approach them, you don't stop them flowing, they're getting to and from. You understand how that goes?
Not exactly, no.
Okay, as long as you do not approach them and stop their car from movement or a person from moving to getting to their destination or doing what they need to do, to take and ask them for money, and that's aggressive. You cannot do that. You understand?
Alright.
But if
So
they choose to walk up and give you money, that's up to them. But you cannot approach them and ask for money.
So I could, but when I stopped here, I could probably, I could ask them.
You can't go to their car and approach them for money.
No, I won't go to their
Then
car,
yeah.
but I can still ask them.
No, you cannot ask them for money. If they feel like they want to donate to you, that's fine. You cannot ask them for money.
Can you spare a dollar?
That's what it is. So you're trying to be arrested or charged or something, all right? You're trying to do that because you want to antagonize the situation. I'm trying to give you the rules and let you know you're fine, but you're trying to go to the next level so you can get arrested or you can get cited. That's what you're trying to do. That's what I'm assuming you're trying to do that. Because I'm telling you can't do something, you're trying to do the opposite and do what I say you can't do. Because I want to make sure that I'm getting this right.
Why can't I do it?
Huh?
Why can't I do it?
Because I just told you, you cannot approach them and ask them for money. If they choose to, they can give you money. I'm not stopping them from giving you a donation. That's fine. But you cannot solicit. You understand that?
No.
Okay. Okay. So I explained it. I clearly explained what the rule is, what the law is, right? I clearly explained that. We can agree there. But if you choose to go against the law, your First Amendment right does not allow you to go out here and approach them. Your whatever rule you think you can go against, we'll just have to take it to the next level. That's it. So I explained whatever's going on. You want to do what you're going to do. We'll take it from there. All right? Do not approach them. That's an aggressive manner. Therefore, we're good to go.
I'll ask this guy for a dollar right now.
Again, you're
can you spare a dollar?
You're trying to antagonize this.
Can you spare a dollar?
You're trying to antagonize this. And I'm trying to make sure we do not have to take it to the next level. So in order for you to get arrested, you want to do it.
So you're not going to arrest me for it, though?
I will. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to.
I already asked
I
just asked 2 people.
No, look, I'm trying to give you the benefit of the doubt and say, listen, don't do that. Now, if we have another complaint about you becoming aggressive, then yes. Other than that, play your music, enjoy. All right?
Okay. Can you spare a dollar, sir? Can you spare a dollar?
I know. I explained. That's all I gotta do. That's all my part is.
Alright guys, I know this was a long video, but I really wanted to include a lot of the stuff that I heard in the video or that I saw that I really appreciated. Listening to those cops in the courtroom, it seemed like they were the ones on trial. You could tell Sergeant Colon was nervous. Although you can hear the narcissism in his voice, he was backed into a corner and didn't know what to do. This whole incident could have been prevented if these cops would have been properly trained in the First Amendment of the Constitution. And these types of things are costly, folks. Court proceedings and court hearings and court cases, these are costly to the taxpayers. And if Joseph Workman files a lawsuit and wins, guess who forks that bill? You do, the taxpayer, not Sergeant Colon or Officer Lemick. Those guys get to go back out there and violate somebody else's rights. Why aren't these police officers being made to learn the First Amendment after they violate somebody's rights the first time? You heard Sergeant Colon say he's been threatened with the lawsuit several times. None of these things bother them. Do you know why, folks? They're not being held personally accountable for the mistakes that they make, for the rights that they violate. Are they doing it on accident because they don't know the First Amendment or that people have rights? Or are they doing it on purpose because they feel they have unbridled power? This truly is an unsustainable system. I don't know how else to present it to you guys. And if we don't fix it from this day forward, this country is going to be completely screwed with no way to fix it after that. It's time we start paying attention to the policies that allow police officers to behave badly. I can give you 3 policies that I believe we can change, and those 3 policies are qualified immunity, internal investigations, and police unions. That is an absolute umbrella of protection for the mistakes that they make. And one more thing before I let you guys go. We really need to find a way to file a monoclaim against the government so that we can force every single police training facility throughout the nation to train their officers in the First Amendment of the Constitution. With that being said, thank you all for tuning in. Go subscribe to Joseph Workman. Let him know I sent you. Have yourselves a blessed day. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell. We will bring you updates and we bring you police interaction videos that you can all learn from. Make sure you check out the links in the description. We have cool products, and if you purchase something, it helps us out. If you guys want to donate to the channel, we have links in there as well. All right, folks, have yourself a blessed day. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.